Hello there. I'm on my way to a coffee shop and I was listening to this beautiful song. Maybe if I post this video, I can put a link to the song. It's a really beautiful song that's like kind of like a dancey sounding song with electronic kind of music, and it's got some recordings of Alan Watts just saying some beautiful things about that the point of life is just to live it, it's just here and now. And it sort of just brought to mind the memory of how for many years, as I was doing my spiritual seeking and my spiritual work, whatever that means to me, when I would learn a new insight, or gain a new insight, or feel that I had reached some new understanding about how life works, what spirituality is, what the world is, what reality actually is, I basically became an evangelizer for whatever that concept was. And I was just noticing how much that shifted for me now, where it's kind of like the reversal, as opposed to me overlaying my current concepts and views onto whatever or whoever I was interacting with, in a way where I was like trying to, man, I'm getting really babbly here. Am I gonna make sense? Let's see. What am I trying to say? Now I see the truth of what I feel in my own mind in everything, and I look for that truth in everything. So if somebody says the point of life is to be happy, then I just make that make sense for me. Maybe before I would have said, no, the point of life is to wake up. I would have had an argument. No, the point of life is for you to realize that this is an illusion, that this is a dream. The point of life is for us to become empowered and wake each other up, help each other wake up. But it's just wild how I keep seeing how basically that the lesson is always for me. It's always about me. All of it's always about me. There's nobody else to correct. There's no world to correct. There's no people out there that need to understand spirituality the way that I do. There's no people out there that need to have a mystical experience the way I did. It's just all me witnessing concepts that are only my own. They're always my own concepts, no matter what. It's always my own concepts that I'm witnessing. I can't witness your concepts, no matter what, no matter how upset I get by what I see in the world or from you. I can only witness my own concepts and my reactions to those concepts that I hold. I'm not sure if I really said what I meant to say when I first started this video, because maybe it's one of those things that's so simple that it eludes me to be able to say it concisely because it's so simple, which could also mean I'm being too intellectual about my approach to trying to share it. Let's see. I wanted to be able to think of some examples of what I'm talking about. I can't really think of any good ones, but I guess I kind of already did. Basically, I just was expressing how my mind has changed a lot in regards to hearing somebody share or seeing something in the world that I think is a wrong point of view. More and more, it's just automatic that I find a way to fit it into my view. And that's not meaning like shrinking it down and forcing it into a concept I have. It doesn't feel like that. The old way felt like that. Now it feels more like no matter what someone is saying, I'm looking for a way that somehow there's an angle to perceive those words from, or those actions from, that makes sense, that it's true I'm not a victim. It's true love and happiness is always possible in any moment, no matter what. It's true that I do not need to be a hero. It's true that I don't need to be better, smarter, more enlightened, more awake, more aware. Whatever it is, it's like this list of things in my mind that when things come into this mind now, it's just going through a filter of it, just filtering out anything that would say I'm a victim, or there's a problem, or that somebody needs to change other than me. Something needs to change other than my own mind. So also, if I wanted to look at that from another angle, that could still be seen as like Pete still trying to force something into a box or whatever. But that box makes so much more sense to me, and it has so much more logic to me. And at the end of the day, that's the way my mind works. It works on logic. It's got to be logical, or applicable, or practicable, or practical in some way. Otherwise, it has no value. Because even all the big, I've had huge mystical, metaphysical experiences where I was gone for weeks at a time, months at a time, into a completely different state of mind, which was blissful and high and free of fear and free of pain. But since that seems to be in the past, that means that was still a temporal experience. It was still temporary. It was still, so there's still this body, this person, Pete, that needs to be cared for, and this character that needs to be curated. For some reason, the word curated wants to come out in some way. It's like, so it's just about logic. My mind wants everything to eventually just come back down to logic. I read a lot of really heady stuff. I think about a lot of heady stuff. And that's not to say I'm smart. I'm not trying to say anything about my intelligence. I'm just saying I read a lot of stuff that's dense with information and talks a lot about metaphysical concepts that a lot of people would just not be interested in. But even with that, my mind actually is more and more attracted to how does it all get simplified? What is it that actually helps me feel peaceful right now? 1 second at a time, 1 moment at a time. How do I just stay with the experience that's in front of this body and these eyes, and allow that to be okay, and allow that to be everything? Not a means to something I want in the future, a means to how do I make my life better? Is it ever going to be the epic dream that I've always dreamed since I was a young boy, where I had all the things I desired around me? My physical health, my love health, my love life health, my bank account health, all the things that we want, that I want. So even though I think about those things now, it's in a way that's much looser, and there is no real sense of trying to get to those experiences. Because there's always something beautiful happening right now. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I parked in a random spot just so I could stop and talk a little bit to the camera here to share these thoughts. And right directly in front of me, actually, let's just turn the camera. Can I turn the camera right now? Yeah. Wait, how do you do this? I should be able to turn the camera. It doesn't, I don't know, it's not giving me the actions. Anyway, the license plate right in front of me. Oh, I can just turn it, duh. It says JoJo 444. And 444, as far as symbols go, some people think that's silly. I like some symbols. It's my number that I see all the time. I see it everywhere. I see 444 everywhere. And I looked it up years ago, and one interpretation I saw said that it means angels are present. So I like that. Okay. I think that's enough for this. I don't know. I don't even remember what I've shared. I hope it made some sense. Maybe I'll watch it. If it makes sense, maybe I'll post it. Okay. If you're watching this, it means I posted it, and I love you. Bye.